What's going on, guys? Musty Yeti here. Today is going to be a really quick video. As you saw in the title and as you see here, we're going to be installing the TriggerTech AR-15 trigger in my AR-9. I wasn't even going to record this video because this installation process is so easy, but I figured I should take you guys along through this entire process as I build this little AR-9 here. Now, guys, I've had my eye on TriggerTech triggers forever, and I mean that for a very long time. I've seen videos of their trigger pull, the distance, the break, the weights. It seems like this trigger is truly a dream, and I'm really excited to try this thing out and bring it to you guys. Now, I did pay for this. TriggerTech did help me out just a little bit, but I did pay for this. You guys are definitely going to get a true and honest review from me, and that's one thing I should mention. TriggerTech made sure, they specifically mentioned to me that they want a true, honest review from me about this trigger once we start running this thing, and that does say a lot. They definitely stand behind their products, and they want to get our true thoughts and feelings of their triggers out to you guys. I really don't see there being anything bad. People seem to love their triggers. I even saw a stat the other day of some top 10 competition shooters. The top 5 all use TriggerTech, so that tells you something. But yeah, today's going to be a pretty easy install. If you guys watched earlier, we did cover my Angstad Arms lower, upper receiver, and bolt carrier group. That's going to be in the corner card if you want to check that out. We also covered the Tyrant Designs mod grip. That'll be in the corner card as well if you want to check that out up here. So today, yep, we're going to be installing the trigger. This is going to be super easy. You guys open the box, you obviously get the trigger. I did skip one step because in the trigger, you have a little plastic screw here that I'm guessing is to protect the hammer from sliding forward during shipping. But yeah, you have the packaging here. As you can see, it says AR-15 TriggerTech. It tells you what trigger you have, the weights, stainless steel I went with, and I went with straight because I just love, this is my first straight-faced trigger, and I'm super excited to try it out. So into the box, you obviously get the trigger. You get some instructions here that are really well laid out. I feel like a pretty big dum-dum, but I was trying to install this in a hurry, and my wife called me and didn't realize there was a back side to the page of the instructions. So make sure you check out both sides when you're installing this thing. But I should mention before we get installing this thing that TriggerTech does offer several different triggers, not only for ARs, but for bolt carriers, for bolt actions. So I'll roll in some video here on their website, but you can see they have triggers here that range anywhere from $189 to the one you see here that's $220, and each of them offer different things. Now I went with the adaptable AR primary trigger just because I'm going to plan on building an AR-10 here soon, hopefully, fingers crossed, and this might just make its way over to that one. So you never know, but I want to get something I can adjust on the fly to make it fit, whatever gun it's in, whatever I feel like shooting at the time. So let's get the install going. All right, guys, before we install the TriggerTech trigger, if you guys need to remove your factory spring, original spring, whatever's in here that you need to take out to get this one in here, you're going to have to do that. We do that, obviously, by removing the pins, removing the grip, getting the a safety detent, the safety spring there, and then the safety out, and then you can remove your safety or your trigger group. So obviously we're starting from scratch here, so don't have to worry about that. So all you're gonna do, it's gonna be a pretty simple install. I did skip one step, like I said before. There was a plastic screw here that I'm guessing helped the hammer from going forward during shipping. You're gonna want to remove that. There was a sticker there too to remind you, so remove that as well. You're gonna slide the whole housing in there. You're gonna want to be careful not to hit that trigger to make the hammer fly forward. So we went and got that installed here. I'm actually going to install for the first time some anti-walk pins. I got these off of, I don't know, pick a website, Brownells, Midway USA, something like that for like $12 or something. So we'll see how that works. So we're going to go ahead and put the pin in the back here first, if this fits. Yep, there we go. So that is in. We're now going to take our safety here. So I started putting that pin in first, guys. It holds it in place so it won't fall out. We're going to insert our safety. I'm going to go ahead. I had this laying around my house, so I'm actually going with the Battle Arms ambidextrous safety. I think it's called just Badass is what they call it. So that's in place. Pretty simple there. We're then going to take the detent I talked about earlier. We're going to, sorry to block you guys, it's going to go right in that hole right there. This little guy. Zoom in, you sucker. It's going to do it. Good stuff. All right, so we're going to put this in there. We're going to then take our grip and we're going to take the spring, put it inside the hole. We're going to slide this sucker into place here. All right, guys, so we got the grip all tightened down. So now they do tell you to put this halfway between safe and fire, and then you can then pivot the whole housing down so you can see the hole. But for me, I'm all lined up there, so I think this is going to work just fine. I'm going to take the other pin, we're going to push it through, and we are through there. I will say one thing, guys. I did use factory, just cheap pins, trigger housing pins, these guys. Hopefully it focuses. Autofocus. I used these guys before, and I'm going to tell you right now, they fell straight through the receiver. Not exaggerating, if you were to pick this thing up, those trigger pins would have fallen straight through onto the table. So if that happens, don't freak out. Inside here, just like in the instructions, on bump the camera, on both sides, as you see here, I hope you can see. You can see, oh, there we go. On both sides of the screw here that does adjust the trigger weight, you have screws that are going to push down on the receiver, which is going to push the housing up to tighten the housing group there onto those pins. So don't freak out if that starts happening. Just tighten everything down there and you should be good to go. They do include a Allen key for that. I have a lot on the table right now, so I'm going to guess it's one of these. It's a small screw to tighten down. So I'm going to go and start tightening this thing down, and we'll be back here in just a second. All right, so that one's snug, and I'm going to go back over to this one, tighten it down, and we're good to go. I'm guessing for me, I don't have to go too crazy tight there because these pins were fairly tight as it is. But again, those factory pins fell right through, so you want to make sure you tighten it down. It does make sure, if you guys can see that, it says snug, so don't go crazy. So that about wraps it up, guys. You want to, when you're done, I'm going to put these on, but it can wait. You're going to want to make sure everything's functioning properly, so you want to make sure you never just let the hammer just go crazy. So you're going to want to check it. We're good. Put it on fire. It's working. Fire again. Check the reset. Non-existent, but it's there. It's good. Okay, and we're going to check safe one more time, and we're good to go. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. That wraps it up. It's super easy install. For me, I'm going to install the screw on this side and on this side, and then install the other half of this safety. I'm going to be good to go. But yeah, guys, that about wraps it up. Again, check the card out if you want to see any of the parts, the lower receiver, the upper receiver that's going to go with it, the bolt carrier group, the mod grip from Tyrant Designs, and I'm going to be covering this here in a second. I'm probably going to uninstall this and reinstall it just so you guys can see it. But we got phase 5 in plate and hex buffer, which I absolutely love. Why is it blurry? So that's going to be a future video. So yeah, guys, that wraps it up. If you found this video informative, please give it a like. If you guys haven't, feel free to subscribe. If you are subscribed already, make sure you click the bell next to the subscription button, turn on notifications so you don't miss any more videos on this build. And yeah, that wraps it up, guys. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.